Lately, I've been watching a promising trend in the e-bike industry that's seeing more and more e-bikes released with higher spec components, yet without the price walking up the way you'd expect. And the Ride1Up LMT'D is a great example of a new wave of moderately priced yet nicely outfitted electric bicycles.
Hey everyone, Micah here with Electrek, and today we're reviewing the Ride1Up LMT'D electric bike. Let's check it out.
The Ride1Up LMT'D is what I would call one step above your typical urban transport e-bike. Everything is just a little bit better than your average e-bike. Now when it comes to performance, instead of a common 750 watt peak motor, you've got a 1000 watt peak motor that takes you up to 28 miles per hour on pedal assist or 20 miles an hour on throttle only operation. Instead of a bolt-on battery, you've got this nicely integrated yet still removable frame battery. Instead of the typical 500 watt-hour capacity that you generally find in these frame-integrated batteries, you get 672 watt-hours for a range of between 30 to 50 miles, depending on pedal assist versus throttle-only riding. Instead of mechanical disc brakes, you get hydraulic disc brakes. Instead of 160mm rotors, you get 180mm rotors. Instead of a cadence sensor, you get a torque sensing bottom bracket. Instead of cheap Kenda tires, you get nice Schwalbe Supermoto X tires. Instead of a cheap Springer fork, you get a nice adjustable air suspension fork. And instead of a cheap 6-speed transmission, you get a slightly nicer 8-speed transmission. Everything is just a little bit nicer, and all of those things add up into a really awesome performing e-bike. The hydraulic disc brakes keep it low maintenance, the Schwalbe tires make it a great ride, the suspension keeps it comfortable, the integrated battery makes that frame look nice and normal, which I know is a lot to ask in the e-bike industry, but I love seeing normal looking frames. It's all just nicely outfitted and it results in a nice performing e-bike. Well, I shouldn't say it's all great. There is some room for improvement here. There are no lights, which I think is just kind of silly. I mean, this is a commuter e-bike and you need lights. It's annoying to add your own aftermarket LEDs, especially since that means you'll be charging batteries up for them. I much prefer lights that run off the e-bike's battery. And my other gripe here is the lack of fenders or racks. I know, some people don't use either of those, and so it does mean that the bike can have a lower MSRP without including racks and fenders as standard equipment. But enough people use these parts that I like to see them included instead of adding them as accessories later. Even so, I had to dig pretty deep here to find any complaints about the bike. Other than the lack of standard equipment like lights and fenders, the Ride1Up LMT'D is just an awesome e-bike. It rides well, it looks good, it has great performance. It's fast, it has awesome range, and at the current price of $1,695, it's a great deal considering all the upgraded equipment it boasts compared to other value-oriented e-bikes. I have to hand it to the Ride1Up guys. They nailed it on this e-bike. It's their most expensive model in their lineup, and it's not even that expensive for what you get. I'd ride this e-bike as my daily driver any day of the week, and I'd recommend it to anyone else. I'd just also have to recommend that they get themselves a decent pair of lights.
Thanks for watching everyone. We hope you enjoyed that review of the Ride1Up LMT'D. If you did, why don't you give this video a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our future upcoming electric vehicle videos. We'll see you here next time.